years since you've requested a credit limit increase, or worse, you've never done that or don't even know what I'm talking about, you are leaving thousands on the table. And it shouldn't be on the table. It should be in your credit card. In this video, we are going to go over the benefits of a credit limit increase, how to get a credit limit increase in 2021, how often you should be asking for a credit limit increase. This might shock you, by the way, okay? And much more. So please make sure you keep it locked. It's Crystal with the Cash Compass. All right, welcome and welcome back. I am here to teach you all the things that you should have learned in school about money, but for whatever reason, they forgot to mention it. If you love all things personal finance, investing, and economics, you're gonna definitely want to subscribe. Hit the bell when you're down there. I see a lot of y'all watching but not subscribing, which, no pressure, but it's right down there if you want to, and it's free. Let's get into it. All right, the benefits of a credit limit increase. Obviously, number one is more money. If you are in the credit building stage, this can actually help boost your credit score because number one, you're increasing the amount of credit you have available. That actually helps your utilization. So if you were using $1,000 on your credit card and you max that out, you're at 100% utilization. If you get a credit limit increase to $2,000, now your utilization is at 50%. Right? And that is a good chunk of your credit score makeup. Also, if you have more credit, you could make bigger purchases, which would translate into more cashback rewards, which is free money. Why would you leave free money on the table? Why would you do that? I literally put everything on my credit card. My credit card is abused. The damn paper or whatever, the picture is chipping off because I put that thing in. And to the extent that you could put all your bills on there, do so. Most of my bills, I can't necessarily do that, but like my daughter's daycare, I can, which is a lot of money a month. And my grocery bills, things that I absolutely have to buy, goes on my credit card all the time. And I'm getting a good amount of money a month. When it comes to like people, and this is not even about credit card points, but when it comes to like making trips with people, I always ask if I can put it on my credit card. Most people do not trip and they let you do it. But sometimes these trips that I go on could be like $1,000 for like the Airbnb or something like this, which is basically $10 free in my pocket, right? Because I get like 1% cash back. Plus I get an additional when I pay it back. I mean, I'm in this, the math be mathin', okay? I be in here really calculating things. So if you have a bigger credit, you can do those type of things. Always collect your money before charging it to the game, okay? Now let's talk about how often you should actually be requesting a credit limit increase. Now I was gonna compare this to the dating scene and say you gotta wait 90 days, but I don't know. A lot of times it'd be a little quicker than that these days. But you can actually request a credit limit increase every 90 days. Now, I'm not telling you to do that, no, but you can. Shoot your shot out here, right? You miss 100% of the shots you don't shoot. And when I say 90 days, I mean 90 days since the last credit limit increase. If you were denied for like a credit limit increase, we're going to get into what you can do about that. But if you've been approved and you got your credit limit increase, after another 3 months or so, ask for it again. People on the internet have had a lot of success doing that. Just check Reddit. Some upwards of $5,000 or $10,000 and even $75,000 if you open up a business credit card. But in most situations, it doesn't really matter how often you request it because it's a soft pull. So there's soft pulls and hard pulls on your credit. Hard pulls actually show up on your credit reports, whereas soft pulls do not. So if it is a soft pull and you're going to want to check with your credit card provider to make sure that they're not doing hard pulls, then just pull the trigger. Do it as often as you want to. If you are approved, then hurrah. If you're not, again, keep on watching. I'm going to tell you what to do there. But every 90 days, that could really help you maximize your credit card. Now, if the account is brand new, you're going to want to give it some time. Fellas, you know what I'm talking about, right? If you just jump straight in with the sex talk, the women are going to be like, And if you didn't know that, that was some free game for you. That deserves a like. But if you take your time, you want to get to know them, you take them out, you're a little thoughtful, they're going to open up a little bit for you. And that's exactly how it works with the credit card companies. If it's a new account, give it 3 months or so, have great on-time payments, make sure you're actually using the card, because if you're not really using the card, then you come out of nowhere like, hey, can I get a credit limit increase? They're going to tell you no. So definitely make sure you're using the card and you're paying it off 100%. after the 3-month period and you've been paying it off in full and you've been using it a lot, that equation equals a higher credit limit increase, okay? True story, I was actually doing that in the beginning unconsciously, right? When I first got my credit cards, I would kind of max it, right? I would spend a lot of it because I didn't really have a big credit limit. I think I had like $1,000 or maybe it was like $2,000. It wasn't that much, but I would basically spend that in its totality and then I'd pay it off. And I actually got automatic credit limit increases with Citi. Citi was the one that was like, here, boom, 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 boom. I mean, they was just throwing that money at me, right? So, yeah, that was when that's when I really had first got the card. Now I have to ask, but you know what? I don't mind. I ain't too proud to beg, nah. So what are the companies typically looking for when they do determine whether or not you need to get a credit limit increase? They're looking for the utilization, as I mentioned. You have to actively be using this card. You cannot just take a card and kind of dust it off and ask them for some money. It's probably not going to go well, right? So you're looking for utilization. They're looking for it to be paid off in full. Honestly, from what I've noticed, if you carry a balance, you're less likely to get it, okay? They're also checking other parts of your credit report to see if you have other balances other places, right? So maybe you don't use this card that much at all. Like you use it, but you pay it off every single month. But you have some other cards sitting off in the distance that they are like maxed out. You're making the payments, but they're like, it's a drop in the bucket. They will deny you for that too. So it's confused just like a woman, right? They want you to you have to use it, but you can't use it too much. You know, you got to make payments, but they have to be in full. It's a lot of little nuances, but that is typically what they're looking for. And if you are doing that, then you should be approved. Now, before I get into what to do if you are denied, let's talk about how you should go about requesting it. You can do it on the internet. A lot of the apps actually allow you to do it through the app, okay? So while I do think it's a good way to do it, remember, these are systems. They are robots, right? It's an algorithm, like everything else in our damn lives on the internet, right? So you are not talking to somebody personally. It's something that they have programmed this computer to kind of look at a few metrics and spit out something. If you call them, you may have different luck, because you're going to be sitting down and talking to an actual person, and you can explain to them a little bit more what's going on, and they can decide whether or not they're going to give you the credit limit increase or not, okay? Now, I'm sure they still do have certain metrics also, but with that person-to-person interaction, there might be a little bit more room for finesse there. So if you think you're on the cusp and you may or may not get it, you should opt for actually calling them. Now, if you get denied, there will be 10 business days period where they will send you a letter, or if you have like an e-statement, they'll send it to you through that way as well. So they'll basically detail exactly what you did wrong. So they take the whole guesswork out of it. They'll tell you either you just got a credit limit increase and you need to slow your roll, or they'll tell you that your utilization is too high or too low. That's happened to me before when I got denied, or whatever the situation is. They will let you know what it is, and you literally just work on it, okay? So that's one way to handle getting denied. If you get denied by that company, whenever they do send you that notice explaining what it is, work on what it is. Pay down your balances. Wait a little bit longer, or whatever the situation is. But if you don't really think you can do all of that right now, forget them, okay? And go apply for another card. This gives you the net effect, right? So you're still increasing your credit limits, right? You're still having more credits, but you're just doing it through a different way. So they may not give it to you, but you don't need them. That's why we love capitalism, right? Because there's multiple people out here doing the same thing. So if Capital One was trying to play you, go to Citi and apply, right? Now there's ways to do that without having to actually get your credit pulled. So get pre-qualified. Don't just start applying for things like a maniac, because that doesn't really look the best on your credit score. So shop around, see what the credit limits are. I have credit card videos to the point of nauseam on my channel. So definitely click this up here and I can give you a little bit more color on that. But go somewhere else. Go where you're wanted. But all right, that will do it. If I miss any tips or any tricks, please put it in the comments for me, because you're going to help me out and you're going to help other people out too. Please like this video. It helps both of us, okay? So it lets me know that I'm doing the right thing. And then it's also going to let YouTube know that you like this, and they're going to give you some more content like that. The whole family wins, okay? But that will do it. Again, if you like this video, please like this video and share it with your friends. And if you have nothing else going on, you know what to do. Go ahead and binge watch me. And until next time, keep your money up.